Hi, thank you.
Yeah, right. It's a great pleasure and honor to welcome here in this hall a very special guest of Odessa Film Festival, a beloved actor, Ерік Робертс. Please give a warm round of applause to the star of The King of Gypsies, Star 80, Runaway Train, and Rihanna, Beach Better Have My Money music video. So we have. I'm gonna say a few words about the rules here. So we're gonna have this talk for I think like 80 minutes. If you have your question, you raise your hand, and then somebody from the girl with the mic, we're gonna come to you and ask.
We're gonna have this talk as long as you keep asking questions.
Okay, and then they're just gonna excavate us from here, I think. So, and we're just gonna start with a few silly of questions of mine. Just recently, I read a big article in Vanity Fair magazine.
Wasn't that nice?
It was so nice.
Yeah.
I mean, and you were told, and you were, they called you the most hard-working man in Hollywood. So, and how many titles are there? Like 400?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know, 400, 500, 600, nobody knows. But I mean, it's such a great thing. So where does it come from? How do you do that?
Well, that's a big question. What happened was the industry changed. Everybody could afford a movie camera, so everybody started making movies. In fact, there are more movies being made today, right now, as we speak, altogether, than have ever been made in the history of motion pictures. That's how many movies are being made right now, because everybody can afford a movie camera now, because they're HD. So I just show up and say, I'll be in it, and they say, come on.
I just think that you're too shy. I think so many people with cameras, they just want you to be a part of their films. So this is the reason. Well, I just want to talk a little bit about your earlier films, as because I just this morning I rewatched The King of Gypsies, and I think
good movie.
I think it's very beautiful by Sven Nykvist. I mean the
Sven Nykvist, yeah, the cinematographer.
The cinematographer.
He did all the Bergman films. We just had your Bergman's 100th birthday. All of his movies were all shot by the man who shot my first movie and my best movie. He shot Star 80.
Star 80 also, I know. And the thing is that it's the first film that you're in film, and there is a title like introducing Ерік Робертс, and then the first time we see on the screen is what you're running through like, was it New York? I don't think it was actually New York.
It was a vegetable stand in New York.
Okay, so what kind of experience was? Because after that you get, nominated for Golden Globe, like immediately.
Yeah, they nominated me as Best Newcomer. It was 1978. My first movie I got after 5 auditions and a screen test, and it was a man named Frank Pearson. He wrote Dog Day Afternoon. He wrote Cat Ballou. I think he won an Academy Award for Cat Ballou. But he was nominated several times. He was a very famous, very powerful man. Anyway, the studio wanted an established actor as the lead in this film, King of the Gypsies. It was a best-selling book by Peter Moss. They wanted a name actor because it was a big movie. He said he didn't want the name actor they wanted. They said, okay, we'll find an unknown, but we have to approve him. He said, okay. So he started holding national auditions. And I was in New York, and I auditioned, and I got called back, and screen tested, and then I got the part. So I owe Frank Pearson my career, because there's a lot of great actors who don't work. There's a lot of great actors who don't get a break. I got both, and it's lucky. It's not about being great or good or deserving it. It's about being at the right place at the right time with the right people. And that's what happened for me. So thank God for Frank Pearson.
One of the things that say a lot about Hollywood is that Susan Sarandon, who's like 10 years older than you, plays your mother. You know, like,
Wasn't that funny? Yeah. Well, Gypsy girls, the
start
old-fashioned, Romanian Gypsy girls had their kids at like 13 or 14, and I think Susan is 10 years older than me.
She's 10 years older.
Yeah, so
Exactly
she'd
10.
have been a child. But they had her play my mother. That was my first movie, Mother, and there's a scene where my movie father, Judd Hirsch, rips open her blouse and shoves my face in her chest. She has very pretty bosoms.
Wow. Well, we'll tell her that. Did you tell her that?
No.
No. Okay. So another thing that I just discovered about you, that before the film you starred in a few soap operas. Is that true? And you told that you were terrible in that. Why? Why you were terrible in soap operas?
It's the hardest work for an actor there is a soap opera, because you get your script the night before, so you have to learn probably 3 to 5 scenes overnight. You don't have any more time than that. You have like 10 hours. What? Oh,
No,
what, baby? What?
No. The time for the questions will be later a little bit. No. The question was, it's harder for Ukrainian actors who get their scripts like the day of the shooting.
Oh, it's so hard,
Okay.
and I was not very good because I'm an okay actor, but I'm only okay because I work very hard. I do lots of homework. I love homework. I'm not a good actor like that. Bam! I can't do it. And I was terrible on Another World, the soap opera. I was terrible.
What kind of parts did you get? I'm sorry about delving into that dark past of yours, but I'm very curious.
What do you want to know?
What kind of parts did you get in soap operas? What kind of?
No, just that one part. I played a rich boy.
Okay.
Who was the son of a rich man who was having an affair with somebody else's mother. It was a soap opera.
Well, one of the things that is fascinating about you is that Golden Globes love you so much. I mean, they nominated you like 3 times.
Yeah,
And
very nice to me.
so, yeah, what's the secret?
Well, that's the foreign press. The foreign press likes me better than the American press. Yeah, the American press thinks I'm crazy because I play crazy people.
Okay, and for some reason you say that Star 80 is like the best film that you did. I mean, it's a great one, and I think that the character that you play is so fascinating. And the only like psychopath who came closer was in American Psycho by this Christian Bale. So he comes a little close to what you did in this film. So what was like working with Bob Fosse, the legend?
Well, Bob Fosse and Hal Ashby were my idols. I had to work with them both as a young actor. Hal Ashby ended up dying on me before I worked with him, and Bob Fosse died right after I worked with him, so I was very lucky. But Bob Fosse, you want me to talk about Fosse?
Yes, please.
He was one of the coolest guys you've ever met. He was a speed freak. So did anybody here see that movie All That Jazz?
Do you know the movie All That Jazz? Okay, yeah, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you know how every morning he'd go in the bathroom and he'd shave and he'd take his little speed pill and go, it's showtime. Pop his speed and drink his water and go have his days. He was always speeding. So he was an exhausting man because he's always running fast. But he was a genius. And the word genius is an overused and abused word. But after you hang out with a real genius, they're different from us. They're not like us. They operate and they perceive on a completely different level, and you can't really relate to it. You just see it and you just get it back from them all the time. It's weird. I've known 2 geniuses in my life. He was one of them.
Was the second?
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
This guy was, he was fascinating, and he was very, very gentle. He was very smart, and he was very driven, and he gave me the most personal direction I ever got from a boss before. I was doing a scene one day for him on camera. For Sven Nykvist was a cinematographer, and it's a scene in my underwear with a guitar, and I'm playing a song. Well, I messed up the song, and I said cut. On a Bob Fosse set, you don't say cut unless you're Bob Fosse. And Bob Fosse said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, well, I messed up." And he stands up and walks away. He says, "Come with me." And he walks across. Now, I'm in my underwear, and I got this whole crew looking at me. And I get up and walk across the stage, you know. "Yeah, what's up, dude? Come here." And it's this huge sound stage at Zoetrope, which was Francis Ford Coppola's movie studio. Anyway, it was this huge sound stage about as big as a football field. It was gigantic, and he walks all the way to the other end of it. "Come here." So I go over there, and "What's up, dude?" He goes, "Look at me." I said, "I'm looking at you." He goes, "Don't look at me." So I get right up in his face. I said, "I'm looking at you." He goes, "Okay, you're playing me if I weren't successful. Do you understand?" I said, yeah, I get it. No, he and I had spent like 3 months already together, you know, before we ever got on the set, you know, doing rewrites and prep and everything. So I knew him very well, and he was very, he was a little boy. And so on the way back to the set, I started watching how he walked, and I started playing Bob Fosse. And I played Bob Fosse in the movie. But to say to an actor, "You're playing," in this awful person you're playing, you're playing me, to do that, and to make it where I understood what he meant. Is that clear?
I think so. And with Star 80,
it was cool, man.
I think everybody thought that year that you were told, like, nobody, because you did not get the Oscar nomination just because everybody confused you with the character, this like vile guy who...
Ever since digital came out, you guys take pictures below our faces. You need to take them up here. We look better.
Штукатурку не снимать не снизу, а все-таки сверху, так это будет лучше выглядеть.
This will look better.
Yeah, right. Thank you for the direction. Yeah.
You were saying?
I was saying that they just steal an Oscar nomination from you because they confused you with the character. So
probably, it was really funny. I would see girls on the street after the movie came out, and I would see them walking towards me, and I would see them cross the street. I'd be like, they recognize me.
Okay, just maybe some people do not know the plot of the film. It's like about the nice innocent girl who meets a guy who makes her a star of a Playboy, and she becomes a Playmate of the Year, right?
And she starts to become a movie star.
Yeah, and then she just realizes that he's psychotic, and he kills her. Yeah, right. Yeah, this is like, and one of the things, I also rewatched this one this morning. I watched all the.
Which one?
Like the Star 8.
Yeah,
I mean, like
that's a hard movie to watch in the daytime.
400 titles. No. I mean, there is a scene when you're in your underwear checking yourself out in the mirror. So
in the beginning.
Yeah. So the question is, should the actor be narcissistic, and how far should he love himself?
Here's the bad thing about showing your body in the movie. If you have a good body, nobody cares. If you have a great body, he looks all right. If you have an incredible body, he looks good. If you have a perfect body, he's in good shape. So you never get the credit you deserve, and you're always playing catch up, and you're never eating, so you feel like crap all the time. It's horrible showing your body in a movie. And everybody also thinks it's so much fun to do love scenes. Oh, they're so hard. Excuse the pun. They're very technical, and you have the camera usually very close. So you're dealing with other people in the bed with you. I mean literally. So it's not like a love scene at all. It's not like making love, even a little bit, not at all. It is simply horrible. And what's also uncomfortable about it is your girl usually is exposed, and she's usually uncomfortable. So you have to take care of her. You have to make her feel okay. That's your job as the guy, because you're not hiding anything. even if you're naked, it's okay, you know, you're a guy. So, but you have to take care of the girl. So it's love scenes are awful. I feel so bad whenever, well, poor guy. I just feel so bad for him. They're hard. Not funny.
So what about an actor loving himself or herself?
Well, that's the thing. You kind of have to stay aware of that because your body represents you when you take off your shirt. And if you look good, everybody likes you a little bit more. It's how it works. It's unfortunate.
Okay. And the one of the breakthroughs of your career was Runaway Train. I have a very silly question. How hard is it working with so much fake snow?
A pain in the ass because it gets up your nose and in your lungs. It's awful. It's plastic, so it's not fun. Runaway Train was one of the most fun experiences I ever had, though. We discovered Danny Trejo. Does everybody know Danny Trejo in this room?
The Mexican actor? Yeah.
Well, he's a very good, dear old friend of mine. And he was a horrific drug addict, drug dealer, gangster for years. And he got arrested, did a bunch of time in Folsom. And he met a man named Eddie Bunker, who ended up writing a bunch of novels and also wrote Runaway Train for me and John Boyd. Anyway, he was an ex-con, and a funny story about Danny Trejo is Eddie Bunker said, in this boxing scene, you got to box a Mexican. I said, yeah, right. He goes, I want you to pick the Mexican with the big tattoo. Okay, his name is Trejo. I want you to pick him. Okay, I'll pick him. So the next day, I line up all the Mexicans. They all have big tattoos. And I'm looking, I'm thinking, I can't figure out which one it is. So I say, I need to speak to Eddie. I say, somebody get Eddie. So Eddie comes in. I say, Eddie, they're on the other side of the glass. You know, they can't hear or see me. So I say, Eddie, which one is it? He said, that one with the big tattoo. I said, they all have big tattoos. No, the one, and he has a tattoo of a little boy on his chest in a sombrero. And it goes from here to here. It's really funny. So I picked him, and we gave him a career. He was the welterweight boxing champion of Folsom Prison while he was there, and he's now a movie star, and he owns his own. What fast food is it? In Danny Trejo's, is it tacos or burgers or chicken? What is it, guys?
I think it's in LA. I think it's tacos.
I think it's tacos.
Yeah. There's kind of a stand, but everybody loves it.
But he's a really sweet, cool guy. He's a wonderful man. He acts all the time.
Did you work on The Expendables together, or no?
He was not in Expendables 1. And I was only in that one.
Okay.
I died in that one.
Okay. Yeah, right. You died. Everybody mourned you. Well, and the thing about, Andrei Konchalovsky, so how did you choose this project? I mean, some guy from, the Soviet Union.
Runaway Train?
Yeah.
Runaway Train was actually cast by the producers, Golden Globus. They ran New Cannon Films.
Okay.
And they cast it, they made offers to me and John and Rebecca, and we all said yes. And they gave us holding fees. And then they hired Andre. And they brought Andre in. And Andre's a crazy Russian. He's, Eric, do this for me. And he's a wonderful, intelligent, crazy man.
How crazy?
He likes to yell. He gets mad very easily. And he made him, poor Rebecca showed up the first day in beauty makeup. And he says, what's wrong with you? She goes, what do you mean? He goes, you look beautiful. You're supposed to be ugly. You're supposed to be trashy. You're supposed to be this and that. She starts crying. He goes, I look at you. Oh, now you look good. Oh, no, go. We keep it like that. I make you cry every day. I mean, that's his humor. But he's a wonderful director. I mean, he's a wonderful director. And he liked me and John, so he was very good to us. But I would hate to have him not like me.
Okay. And you work with so many directors. So
I'm so lucky.
Yeah, right. And you have some of the greats, like contemporary greats, like Paul Thomas Anderson. You've been in Inherent Vice, and like Chris Nolan and
Phil Joannou.
Yeah, right. So, what kind of direction turns you on? You know what I mean?
Well, here's what I like to do. I show up every morning. and especially if I'm the star of the movie. So I'm there every day, and I see my director every day like a relationship. You know, hi, how you doing this morning? I show up every day, and I get in my costume, and then I do my makeup, powder, and then I go to my director and I say, hey, okay, we're doing scene 81 and 19 today. What do you want to see in 81? Well, I want to see this, this, and this, and this. Okay, what does my character feel? Well, what do you think he feels? Because I think I'd feel this and this and this, but don't show me this. Okay. Oh, let's go. Can I do this and this? Yeah, let's look at that. We might not keep it. Okay, now scene 19. Oh, what do you want to see? I want to see. And he just gives me notes. And then when I show up on the set to shoot the scene, after he lights it and he's taught his camera crew and blah, 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 I show up as the actor. I'm ready to go. I've done my homework. I know what he wants. And here we go. And I try to knock it out. And my best takes are usually my first 3 takes. Bang, bang, bang. If I don't have it by then, I'm probably not getting it. Although Fosse would do take after take after take after take. And you say after take 35, what are you looking for, man? And he would say, I don't know yet, just keep acting. Oh, man, okay. He was a wonderful guy, though. I loved him very, very much. I was going to be in his next movie, too. He was going to do a movie about the Kennedy boy who got shot in the face up in Harlem scoring heroin. He was going to do that story, and he's going to have me play the journalist who wrote that story. And then he died, so we never did it.
One of the great films that you did actually is The Pope of the Greenwich Village, and you star along Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke, my friend Mickey Rourke.
So yeah, are you friendly?
Oh, very.
Okay, tell a little bit about this experience, because the film is great. And
okay, that year, I don't remember what year, 83, 84, 85, in the mid-80s, it's January of that year, I'm up in northern Connecticut doing a Tennessee Williams play because Tennessee Williams had just died. So everybody in the country is doing all these Tennessee Williams revivals. I'm doing one too. I'm playing Tom Wingfield in the Glass Menagerie. I get a script called The Pope of Greenwich Village based on the book. It was offered me by Koch and Costner, these two producers. They asked me, read the script, pick a part. You can play Charlie or you can play Paul. Pick a part. Okay. I take it. I read it. I take my time, like 5, 6, 7, 8 days. I really read it, decide things. I want to play Paulie. Yeah, we wanted you to play Charlie. I said, why? I said, because he's a nice guy, blah, blah, blah. He looks like you know, blah, blah, blah. He gets all the girls, blah, blah, blah. And we wanted you to play Charlie. No, I'm going to play Paulie. And he said, but Paulie describes a 250-pound thug. You're kind of a little guy. I said, nah, I'm not going to play him as a thug. I'm going to play him as a mama's boy. He said, but he's not written that way. I said, I know. What are you going to do? You want me in your movie? Yes, you do. I want to play Paulie, and I want to play him like I want to play him. Oh, you got it, buddy. Do your thing. It's January. Okay. February, March, April, May, June, July. I slowly diet. I get very skinny. I lose 30 pounds. But I do it over 5 months. So I'm healthy. I don't gain it back easily. I'm okay. I'm just really skinny. Then the last week, before rehearsal starts, the last week of August, I've had 8 months to learn this part and become this guy. And I do. I become this guy. I start hanging out a little Lily with this guy. I start talking like him, this, that, and the other thing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just loving this guy that I've created. Okay. The director, what was I saying?
You were saying that you were playing your character not a thug, but you got skinnier.
Oh yeah, so
but you were healthy and
so
good.
So we had 5 days of rehearsal, before we started to shoot. I meet Mickey. Hey Mickey, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, good. This and that other thing. How you doing? Ace, you're a really good actor. Blah blah. Okay, so we make kind of friendly acquaintance. We don't know each other, but we like each other. Okay, after the 3rd rehearsal, the director, who I will leave nameless, asked me to stay after and talk to him. So I do. What's up? He goes, why are you so skinny? I said, I want to be a walking spaz attack. He goes, why did you perm your hair? I said, same thing, walking spaz attack. Suddenly he looks very angry. He goes, what is a walking spaz attack? I said, John Belushi, only skinny. He thinks about that. He goes, this guy's a tough thug. He's a big, tough guy. He's just not smart. I said, that's been done 10 billion times. I've done it 100 times. I said, I don't want to play that part. But that's what the part is. I said, no, that's not the part that I've made. I said, I've created something else. He says, we don't agree on your interpretation. I want you to resign. Oh, no. Well, I'm not going anywhere. I've lost all this weight. I've worked too hard. I'm going to play this guy. So I go up to Mickey Rourke's room. Hey, Ace, what's up? We hang out. I say, the director asked me to resign. He goes, what? I say, yeah. He asked me to quit. Why? Because he doesn't like when I'm playing the part. So we called the producers, Koch and Costner, who offered me the part originally. We called Koch and Costner, and they fire that director. And they brought in Stuart Rosenberg, who directed a great movie.
Oh, you're really a bad boy, you know. Fire the director. Okay.
Not my fault. Not my fault. But Stuart Rosenberg was one of the coolest directors I've ever worked for. He was so neat, and he loved me and Mickey, and he took good care of us.
Well, I heard many times when actors, they say that it's boring for them, you know, to play nice characters, and then they are looking for something dark, you know, like that. Is it anything that you relate to?
Well, if you play a bad guy, you get the best dialogue. You usually get the best clothes. You usually get the best car. You usually get the girl with the more ample bosom. And you usually get to die. What more can you ask for? So, bad guys are more fun than good guys. It's kind of simple. I mean, good guys are great. But stop, don't. As opposed to, go do it. Which would you rather play? Go do it, the bad guy. Yeah.
One of the things that you told, you know, to the journalist, that you started acting because you wanted, you know, to, you know, go through, or, you know, so you were stuttering, and this was the way for you not to stutter. But
it was very mechanical. I had a terrible stutter, and in like kindergarten and the first grade, you know how you go around the room and everybody reads a sentence, you know. Everybody reads sentence next. I would count the people, I would count the sentences, and I would learn my sentence. And if I learned it, I could speak it. But if I didn't learn it, I would when over to the. It was awful. Oh God! And everybody laughing in class at me, all the kids, you know, because you know kids are mean, you know. So, but if I memorized it, I could speak. So it became freedom for me. It became a real way to have freedom, because I didn't feel I had to hide. I didn't feel embarrassed about speaking if I knew what I was going to say. Then as I grew older, I stopped stuttering. But so acting at first was an exercise that worked, and then it became the love of my life besides Eliza.
Did acting change you in any other way? Can you talk about that?
I'm sure it did. I'm very subjective, so I'm not honest in this category. But you know, when you act, when I'm a homework junkie. I love doing homework. I love doing research. I love understanding things I don't, and so I spend a lot of time learning. I'm a perpetual student in the psyche, in the understanding of relationships. What's that I hear?
Oh, you hear the translation. It's in the headphones. Yeah. I thought so. First I thought I was hearing voices, but actually it's...
I thought, is somebody having a radio? What's it saying?
Yeah, we're saying that you're a perpetual student.
I am. I'm a perpetual student. I just love... Oh, I got to find out about that. Oh, my God. And when I was a little boy, we had an old set of the Britannica encyclopedia from like 1955, and I'm a little boy in the 60s, and I just thought I thought I had the answer to everything in the world right here in these books. And then 20 years later comes, you know, the computer, and 30 years later comes the iPhone. So who cares about the Britannica? But what was it saying?
Oh, you were saying now you don't have to learn anything because you have it on your iPhone. You just Google it and forget it. Yeah.
You don't have to have those big old books anymore. Yeah.
And the last question that I have, I mean, because I think audience, you know, they just they're very anxious to ask their questions. It's a very silly one because you just became a good
There
luck.
are no silly questions.
No. It's like you became a good luck for all these musicians who just, shoot the music videos with you, because after that they get the, like, I don't know, 100 millions of,
Here's a very personal, very funny professional story. Okay, I get a call from Sophie Mueller, who is a great woman director. I love women directors. If you know them, have them call me. And she calls my wife, who's my manager, and she goes, I want Eric in my music video of The Killers. Who are The Killers? Well, they're not famous yet, but they're going to be. They're going to kill. They're incredible. They're going to go platinum gold for forever. Believe me, blah, 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 blah. Will Eric be in the video? I'll ask him. She says, you want to do a music video? I say, no. She says, why? I said, I don't watch them. I don't want to do one. Okay, fine. All my children call me. My daughter, my stepson, my stepdaughter, they all call me. What the F is wrong with you? I said, what do you mean? You turn on the Killers video? What's wrong with you? I said, well, I'm an old guy. I don't do music videos. Get Dad, you're doing the video. But they all say that. All three of them. They're angry that I was, how could you say no to the Killers? What's wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I do it. And I say to Sophie, but halfway through shooting, I say, what am I playing exactly? She says, you're playing a pimp. What's wrong with you? Oh, of course. Well, I went right past me. But anyway, so I did that video, and it went platinum. So then everybody started calling me to do videos. So then every other video I did 2 Mariah Carey videos. I did an Akon video. I did a
Rihanna?
Rihanna, but that was recently. But I'm talking way back. When it was kind of, and I did a video for 50 Cent, blah blah blah. I mean, they all went platinum. So everybody's like, "Oh, you want to go platinum in your video? Call Eric Roberts." So I'm the platinum guy in music videos.
Yeah, and actually I have the names written down here. It's like Down Ass Chick, Bitch Better Have My Money, Smack This. Okay, right. Now there is a time.
Smack This.
Yeah. With Eminem. Now there is time for.
I love Akon, by the way. What a cat, man. He is so cool. There are people who are just cool. He's one of those people. He doesn't act cool. He just exudes coolness. He's the coolest cat I ever met, besides Chris Walken.
Besides Chris Walken. Okay. So there is time for the questions from the audience. So the rules are, you just lift your hand, then somebody comes to you with the mic, you stand up, maybe introduce yourself.
I'm going to start right over
Okay,
here.
Eric wants to start over here, so can you please give the mic to this lady? And we're not asking personal questions, we're not asking
You can ask anything you want to. I might not answer everything.
Okay.
But ask anything for fun, okay?
Does it work?
It might not be on.
No. Maybe can you?
What a tease.
No. We should. No. It's for the translator, because the translator needs to translate, so everybody understands the question. Well, it happens. Technical problems. How do you deal with when you have to wait? During the filming. This is so frustrating.
Bizarre. That's amazing. You act for free. You charge them to wait.
Okay.
How it works. That's how you have to look at it. I act for free. I love acting. I act for free. I make you pay me to wait.
Okay. Do we have the mic that works actually? Just like one? Yeah. Please. I mean, this is crazy. Yeah.
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Аня.
I just want to point one thing out before we start with the question. Do you see these cameras, how all the lenses are about the same height as my head right between here?
Okay.
That's the perfect place for a camera lens on anybody's
Okay.
face.
I thought you were.
But everybody holds them about here now, at their waist, so you're being shot from here. So we all look like we have really long noses, really big chins, and really sunken eyes. Know that. Raise the camera, you'll all look better. What's
Okay.
up?
I think you need the headphones for that, so you get the translation.
translation.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Как вы аннуляетесь? Как вы набираетесь энергии? Потому что вы очень солнечный, вот такой человек, который наполняет всех. Как вы...
Two things. Well, actually 3 things. One of them sounds really corny. My work, that sounds really corny. I love my work so much, it's like a mistress. I love chasing her, grabbing her, doing her, I love her. My wife, who I also love chasing and grabbing, but my wife. My work, my wife, and my children. Those three kids, and especially when I'm not involved with them, when I'm just observing them as adults in life, they all make me so effing proud I can't see straight. They're these wonderful humans, and I'm a part of all of them, and I just love them for it. And they don't always like me. It's the way it goes. But I'm just so proud to be a part of all three of them. I can't see straight. But my work is like a girlfriend. I love her. And my wife is like a girlfriend. I love her. Those three things.
Okay, another question?
And my horses. The horses help me recharge completely because I feel very removed from, when you go, when you smell like horse shit, you kind of feel normal.
So the horses, the wife, work, and children.
There you go.
Okay, another one. Okay, here, okay, the first row. Can we get the mic? Yeah, right.
Здравствуйте, Эрик, меня зовут Карина, я очень рада видеть вас.
No, just wait for the translation, okay.
Здравствуйте, Эрик, меня зовут Карина, очень приятно видеть вас в Одессе. Подскажите, пожалуйста, по поводу вашей свежей работы с режиссером украинского происхождения Дженсеном Ноеном. Хотелось бы узнать, каково это работать с молодым начинающим режиссером, который ранее снимал только музыкальные клипы, после того, как вы работали с Полом Томасом Андерсоном, Кристофером Ноланом и упомянутым Андреем Кончаловским. И второй вопрос. Вы сегодня дали очень полезные рекомендации, например, нашим операторам и фотографам. Помогали ли вы, напутствовали ли вы молодого режиссера, поскольку у вас безумный опыт, а у него нет. И как вы думаете, станет ли он таким популярным в дальнейшем, если на музыкальных видео это срабатывает, может и на художественных фильмах тоже? Спасибо.
That's three questions. I'll answer the third one first. As far as something working well in music videos as opposed to anything else, a visual is a visual. It doesn't matter where it is or what it's for. If it's a clear, beautiful visual, it's a clear, beautiful visual, and you want that always. Okay, that's your third question. What's the second question?
Like, were you given any advice to the director because you have so many experience?
I ask all my DPs and all my camera guys. I said, "Can I ask a favor? Except if you're doing it down low for effect. Can I just have that camera, have that lens aim right there?" And half the time they say, "Sure," and let's go, boom, 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 done. But the other half the time they go, "Why?" And I say, "Because I look better." And they go, "I think you look great." I don't know what to say. I don't know. So I either have to have an argument or a debate or whatever, so I don't do it. So half the time, when they have the camera too low, I do a lot of this. So everybody's saying, "Oh, why are you playing this scene so relaxed?" I feel relaxed. I'm terrible. Because as I get older, and I see myself, and also, don't take this the wrong way, please. I'm not bragging. No matter where I am, I'm on TV. Sometime in the daytime, every day of my life, wherever I'm at, whatever country I'm on TV sometime. I made so many freaking movies. I'm on TV sometime. And I see myself with brown hair. I see myself with long hair. I see myself young a lot. And I'm not really young anymore at all. So it's weird to me, because no matter where I go, "Hey, there's Eric, how he used to be." Okay, there we go. And it's just weird to me to as I go through life, to have my youth chase me on TV is weird. But yeah, I've watched myself age in my career as I travel and try on the. Hey, there I am from 4 years ago, looking better. Yeah, it's funny how that works.
How hard is it to age for an actor? I mean, I think it's not that hard to age for an actress.
It's so easy for a guy, though, because we're guys. And I don't drink, I don't drug, I smoke a little marijuana, but that's it. I don't do stuff, I behave. And but you women, as soon as you have a kid, we discard you in the society, and we put you out there as mothers. That's what you are. That's what you're treated as. It's not cool. You're a lot of things. You're a mother, but you're a lot of things. Only now with the Me Too movement, it's happening. You guys are finally rearing your head, saying to the situation, it's great. It's fantastic. Harvey Weinstein, oh my God, it's so cool that he got in that much trouble. Oh my God, the top of the heap came down. Who knew? Who knew? Yes, darling. What's your name?
Анджеліна Маданович.
Oh, I think you need a translation for that. I don't think this girl speaks
И
English.
телепрограмма «Модное созвездие». Город Харьков.
Angelina, you are beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Что вам понравилось в Украине, а особенно на Одесском кинофестивале?
Well, you people, I meet a lot of people. I meet a lot of groups. And groups, nationalities have personalities. I'm sorry, it's just how it is. You can call me all kinds of names for saying it. It's just the way it works. Nationalities have personalities, especially in audiences. They have the same kind of humor, the same kind of stuff, the same kind of politics. If it's A or Z, it's still the same room of politics. And you learn to recognize it. I love you people. You people are gentle. You people like to eat. You people like to drink. You people like to party. All the things I would do if I did them. I don't. But I'm not an eater. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a partier anymore. And but I love you people, and you're gentle. You're not a-holes. And there are some nationalities that are. They just are. I can't name them because I'll be ridiculed the rest of my life. But
No, this is such a pity. No, we'd like to hear about that.
you guys are great. We love you guys. In fact, I love Russia. Russia's very good to me. Russia's always very good to me. But if I had to live there or here, I'd pick here.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, darling.
Can we get back to this issue of how Hollywood treats actresses and how unfair it is? Do you think that what happens now, like with the Me Too movement, with Harvey Weinstein being in court maybe in a few months, does Hollywood change in any way? Do you see any changes, like real changes?
Well, it's going to finally happen. I mean, it's not just lip service anymore. The babes are not acting like babes anymore. They're acting like women. And they want to be treated as equal. And they are. And I call my wife and the boss as a compliment, but also to let everybody know that I give her, even though it's said with humor, boss, hey, that's the boss. Even though it's said with humor, as it were, said with, cuteness. I let some people know, with a smile, that that's who I listen to. That's my boss. That's who I listen to. And not only is she a genius IQ, because she is, and she comes from stock that's unbelievable. Her father was David Rayfield. He wrote The Days of the Condor, Out of Africa, The Way We Were, The Firm, blah, blah, blah. Her mom wrote, produced, and also directed all the Lucy series, all with the black and white ones, all the color ones. She comes from a royalty in Hollywood. So she knows, understands everything. So I have the best support system available. And I'm lucky. I just get to act. To get to act. Oh, it's so cool.
Чого ви згодились приїхати на цей фестиваль? Нащо воно вам? Друге, назвіть 3 моменти, які відрізняють Каннський фестиваль і наш фестиваль. И третье, самый глупый вопрос, который когда-либо вам задавал журналист.
First of all, my wife's family's heritage is from Odessa. That's one thing. And also Kiev. And also, I thought my wife was the most gorgeous creature I'd ever looked at. Her mom was hot too. They look good. And but I never seen anybody who ever looked like them. Up till I got to Kiev about 15 years ago, and they all look like my family. I'm like, hey, I know those women. And it was really funny. But I came because, you know, that was my connection here. But I came because when somebody recognizes an actor's work enough to say, would you come be a big shot at our film festival and answer questions about acting, about your career, I'm going to say no. No, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say I'd love to. Thank you very much, because it's so nice. And also, you people are so approachable, and you're not rude, and you're not abrasive, and you don't, you know, make fun. Not that you would, you know. I'm just being silly. But you know, it's a pleasure to be here. Why would I say no?
I think you just don't know us enough, actually, as being rude and all this stuff. The second question was, we're gonna skip that because the question was, like, can you name like three things that are different, like Cannes Film Festival is different from a Odessa Film Festival? I don't know.
There are no differences, because you have to remember, you know, the bottom line about film festivals is we're trying to sell movies, and we're trying to help mostly young filmmakers, but all filmmakers. We're trying to help them get started, get situated, get released, and we're trying to help them, and we're trying to show their work in a way that's accessible. And so there's no difference. It's all about selling movies. That's what we're doing.
And the last question was, what was the dumbest question you got from the journalist, if you remember that? If you can remember just one.
I'll think of one as we go through the.
Sure.
I'll make it laugh. Really funny.
The next one, who got the mic?
Я, да.
Okay.
Здравствуйте. Немножко переживаю.
I'm sorry.
Слышно? Если вы меня слышите, поднимите руку. Отлично. Меня зовут Влад, я из Одессы. И я бы хотел спросить такое, если бы вам предложили переехать в Одессу, остались бы вы здесь?
Such a nice question. Where'd you move to Odessa, you know?
It depends on the house they offer me. I'm a house whore. I like good houses.
Okay, another one. And I hope it's gonna be like more deep than that. Who has a deep question? A deep question. Okay, you got it.
I'm kind of afraid that the translator will transfer my question not the way I intended it to be asked.
Good for you, paranoid,
Yeah.
just like me.
Thanks.
Good girl.
So yeah, all the other questions are kind of funny and I appreciate it. But mine is going to be very serious and I'm sorry for that. As you know, the recent Facebook with hashtags #MeToo movement, and you already mentioned Weinstein scandal and all the other men involved. And my question is, how are your position about it, like whether you were involved in some of the
I can
discussion?
answer that very honestly.
Yeah.
I can answer
And
that very honestly.
I'm not sure if you're liable to answer the question, but if you're somehow connected to that, maybe you could connect the Hollywood scandal with the recent Swedish Academy scandal.
I don't know the Swedish Academy scandal.
Yeah, because for me, cinematography is connected with science, so I would
Understand.
like to hear your position on that.
Well, what's the
Thanks.
Swedish Academy scandal?
Well,
Is it
actually,
good trash?
I'll tell you. This is about the Nobel Prize, and there was a guy who first.
Yeah, it's actually basically the same thing that happened in Hollywood.
I can do that.
just-
Thank you so much. I mean,
Don't fight, don't
yeah,
fight.
they leaked. First he leaked the information about the future, winners about like Nobel Prize on literature, and then he harassed many women, and now they're not giving out the prize, the Nobel Prize in literature this year. But the thing is, I think the question was, did you know about these things happening, and what was your take on that?
I never worked for Harvey, but I worked for everybody who knew Harvey. Everybody knew Harvey, and everybody knew he was a predator. We all knew. I mean, even me who didn't know him, didn't hang out with him, didn't party with him, didn't know any of his girlfriends or his wife. I knew that he was a bad guy that way. I had heard, and I'm not anybody to have heard because I don't gossip. I don't hang out with gossipers. But even I heard. Everybody knew. It was common knowledge. And if you're a chick and you walk in Harvey's office, oh boy, good luck. And he was crying. And it is going to become a little bit of a witch hunt because it'll be overdone. But it's so, you gals are so far behind in how you should be treated. So it's a good thing in the end result. But it is going to be nasty. Some guys are going to go down who should not go down. But the Harveys are going to go down. And that's great because they're animals. And they're assholes.
Я начинающий актер и поэт. И я хотел бы у вас спросить, меня интересует, что вас натолкнуло заниматься актерским мастерством, и если вы когда-то сталкивались с трудностями, как вы их преодолевали и чем вы в основном вдохновлялись?
Okay, those can be answered. Those can be asked of any walk of life about anything, and that's great. I love being asked questions that can be asked of any walk of life. Why I started acting was very mechanical. I said earlier because I had a terrible stutter, but if I memorized things, I didn't stutter. So it became first to have pretend confidence, and then it became where I got good at it, and then I became to respect it, and then I learned more about it and thought, wow, this is cool, and I really pursued it. What else did he ask?
Well, how do you overcome like difficulties? Like, because they get rejected a lot in the auditions, all this stuff.
Acting is all about learning to keep your dignity because they take it every day. You will have people say thank you but no thank you a lot, no matter who you are, no matter even if you're Gary Oldman, one of the finest actresses ever breathed, and they'll say thank you but no thank you. What? What's wrong with you? It's Gary Oldman. What's wrong with you? And it's just you learn to understand it's their opinion. And you also learn to not hate them for it because you do it first. You hate everybody who doesn't have your opinion when you're an adolescent. But then you learn that, they're entitled. They're entitled. And it's their movie. It's not your movie. You just want to be in it. It's not yours. So you have no rights to it. So when you learn that and you learn to really accept that, you understand ownership, you understand involvement, you understand dedication, you understand avoidance, you understand all those things that all go into an audition. And I'm a terrible auditioner. I'm horrible, unless I do a lot of homework. And if I get the project ahead of time, I'm great. But nowadays, you usually get a project the night before, like a soap opera script. I can't do that. I'm not good at that. I need 3 days. I need 72 hours. I can't do it in 10. I can't do it in 14. I can do it in 72 really well. I can show up, you go, wow, that guy's a good actor. I show up in 10 hours, like, wow, what happened to Ерік Робертс? That's what it's like. I'm that sloppy. And I'm that basically insecure about my instant ability. I don't have an instant ability. I have a learned ability. I have a studied ability. I can do the homework. I love the homework. I can't just be on for you. I'm not a comic. I'm not a stand-up guy. I'm an actor. I love it.
What about the inspiration? I mean, maybe you have something.
Well, it's all part of it. The inspiration you talk about, everybody avoids talking about this. It is fun to get paid. It is fun to make real money. I don't know.
It's honest. It's an honest answer.
I don't honestly get paid real money every time. But when I do, it's like, oh my God, look how much I'm worth. Oh my God. It blows my mind. And it's so satisfying. And I also work harder. It's inspiring to be overpaid. It's like, God, they're paying me this much money for this? Okay. And so it's artificial, I know. But it instills pride. You're worth that much? That's cool. That is fun to know. That is fun to be told. And it's fun to not have financial difficulties because we all have them to some degree or another. It's a part of life. It's not fun, is it? So that's fun. And it's also fun to be famous. It's like fun to walk into a place. Ерік Робертс, please sit right there on my best seat. That is fun. And it's fun when you say how much I owe you, and they say you don't owe me anything, and you say, God, you know, I needed this meal 20 years ago. I don't need this meal now. Let me pay you, you know. But that's just how it goes.
Okay, another one?
Добрый вечер. Добрый день, меня зовут Владимир. Меня зовут Владимир. Вы вчера на оперной сцене играли роль парня в голубых джинсах и плохо выбритым. Какой главный девиз этого парня и как часто вы бываете этим парнем в жизни?
Well, I still have this beard because I'm in the middle of filming. It's a ratty beard, I know. It's supposed to be ratty. He's a bouncer. He throws people out of bars. So, I love playing those guys because I don't have to worry about makeup. I hate makeup because HD, you see the makeup on everybody, don't you? Am I right?
Right.
Yeah, we see the makeup, which takes me out of it. It takes me out of the illusion when I see makeup, especially on men. I don't want to see the powder on your face. I don't want to see that. So I try to get away with that wearing makeup. But I'm human, and I'm getting older. And like I said, no matter where I am, what country I'm in, I turn on the TV, there I am somewhere, sometime during the day, looking younger. It's weird.
Okay, this girl, actually, can we get the mic here after that? I just ask assistants just one thing. So you do not give out the mics, just, you know...
We're going to answer everybody's question. Don't worry,
Okay.
we get to everybody.
Okay.
I promise.
Hello, my name is Kostya.
Hey, dude, how you doing?
Yeah. I want to ask you. I think you understand me. Yeah. I want to ask you what do you think about of Odessa. I not talk about the festival. I talk about maybe building. What impressive you more? Building people or maybe weather? I don't know. Something like
Okay,
that.
here's the only problem with being an actor and or a visitor anywhere. As an actor, I see my hotel room and where I work. That's what I see. Now the other day I was in East Germany and I was on Till Schweiger's boat. That was a great day. That's unusual. I don't get to do that every day. That was a great day we spent together. Till and I are very good friends. And we had a great day. Till's a great guy. I love that guy. And he loves my wife. My wife loves him. It's so nice that we all get along. And he's just a great guy. But that doesn't happen often. I see my hotel room and I see this room. That's what I see when I'm anywhere. I haven't seen Odessa. I've been to Odessa now twice. Once was very quickly and once was now. And I've been working this whole time. I have been out to eat. You guys eat great. I love your chefs. But I don't know Odessa, I have to be honest with you. But you as a culture, as a group, as a people, are so approachable and so embracing. Thank you, because I feel it.
Okay, another one. You're right here. Thank you.
Finally, you've been so good about it.
Да, здравствуйте, Ерик. У меня больше вопрос к вам по профессиональной деятельности. Насколько я знаю, ваша карьера как актера, она началась с театра. И параллельно, играя в театре, вы начали сниматься в кино. Такой к вам вопрос. Для начинающих актеров расскажите, в чем основное отличие стиля игры в театре и стиля игры уже перед камерой, соответственно? И, может быть, есть какие-то секреты или подсказки, которые вы можете дать, да, как правильно переключаться с формы театральной игры на форму уже как киноактера, работы перед камерой? Спасибо.
The big difference between acting in movies as opposed to theater is the size of it. And you're acting for the audience in a theater. You're acting for yourself in a movie. You're really feeling it, because if you don't feel it, they're gonna know. You're like, you're pretending to cry. They're gonna know you're pretending to cry. So you have to really cry. You have to really feel something that makes you cry. And so you cry. And if you did it that small in a theater production, everybody would say, what is he doing? And they would not understand. What is he doing? He's crying. Okay. It wouldn't matter. As we're in a theater. It's big. But you have to keep it real. You can't make it silly. You can't make a fool of yourself. That's the major difference, is the size.
Okay, another one. Right there. Here's a hand. Okay, thank you.
I promise I'll get to everybody's questions. Nobody will go unanswered.
Yeah, but we have 20 minutes. Just
And we're
remember that.
okay. We're
Headphones?
okay.
Headphones for Rick.
Headphones, thank you.
Yeah.
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Настя, и вопрос такой. Если бы о вашей жизни сняли фильм, то какой бы был это жанр, кто бы снял его как режиссер и кто бы смог сыграть вас?
Oh, God.
What kind of genre?
Well,
You should take it off.
for my life story, it would be Phil Joanno. I worked with Phil a couple of times, and he's my kind of director, he's my kind of guy, he's my kind of personality, and he gets me. He knows I'm the sweetest cat going, unless you undermine me. And if you undermine me, I'm done. I'm done. And he understands that. And he was best friends with Sean Penn for years. I don't know what happened, but I would ask for him to direct my biopic. Is that the whole question?
No. What kind of genre would it be? Like a comedy, a drama, or a road movie? You know?
Oh, it would be a black
Horror?
comedy. It'd be a black comedy that's very serious and suddenly makes, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who would play you?
Who would play
you
me?
choose? Who would you choose to play you?
God, I don't know.
Like you should pick somebody very handsome. I don't know.
I don't know. I have to think about it. I don't know yet, baby. Sorry.
Okay. Another one, please. Yeah.
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Татьяна.
Sorry.
Я преподаватель актерского мастерства в единственной на Украине детской театральной школе. С детьми сложнее, чем со взрослыми работать. Но дети очень любят перевоплощаться в животных. Скажите, вы когда-то играли в животных? И что вы для этого делали? Приходилось ли вам или озвучивать мультфильмы, фильмы?
I would like to back you up and ask you why you said children are harder to work with than adults. Because we disagree right off the bat.
Почему вы говорите, что детям сложнее?
Я отвечу. Дети не лгут. Они не лгут, они настоящие.
You didn't hear me?
Это мое личное убеждение, что дети не лгут, но во всяком случае я им верю. Это такой материал, он настоящий, у них горят глаза. У детей горят глаза всегда. И если они зацепились за что-то, да, этюд какой-то, он показывает какое-то животное, он в процессе работы становится еще больше настоящим, он начинает верить. Поэтому я спрашиваю, вы играли когда-то животных на сценической площадке, в театре, или озвучивали там мультипликационные фильмы?
I've never played an animal, but I've used animals in my image of like characters I've played. Like I've used a rhinoceros as an image for a man I played once, and used a monkey for a man I played once. So I've used animals in my mind's eye, but no, I've never played an animal, although we all are.
What about voiceovers? What do you think about voiceovers? You know, this big Pixar movie.
Voiceovers are so much fun because you get to show up in your pajamas and you get to eat and talk and have fun. It's like being in grammar school again and doing voiceovers. It's a lot of fun.
Okay. Another one?
Hi, Eric.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for coming to Odessa. I appreciate that so much. My question is about Chris Nolan. I love him so much, and I hear a lot that he is absolutely professional psycho, like a film maniac. Am I right, or he's a simple guy as like me and you?
Well, why do you think Eric is a simple guy? Actually,
I'm joking.
It's not that obvious.
That's a joke.
Christopher Nolan is a genius, as you all know from his work.
So this is the second genius you promised to tell us about.
Actually, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that you see him coming, and you know you have a lot to deal with, and you treat him as he wants to be treated, and his presence demands that. And he's very kind, but he's very quick. He doesn't want a relationship. And he's all the things that you want in a professional encounter. You don't want to marry the guy, you just want to work with him. And he feels the same way. You don't want to marry you, just want to work with you. Here we go. And I really liked him. I know as a guy, I don't want to hang out with him. I don't not want to hang out with him, but I don't think, God, I want to hang out with Chris Nolan. I don't think that. But I'd love to work for him again. I'd love to be my boss again. I'd love him to tell me, Eric, try this. Don't quite go that far when you do so and so. Try going in a bit more, okay? I love that dude. Thank you. I mean, because he's watching it. I'm not. And he's a winner.
People always forget that he's British, and just now when you were, like saying words in his voice, we will remember that he has a British accent. Okay, so another one, please. Yeah, right.
He's also got a really cool wife. His wife is his boss a lot. She's the producer a lot. Emma, cool chick, very smart. Yes, baby.
Hello, my name is Ivana. I'm beginning actress and TV presenter.
Cool.
Tell me, please, what do you think is your best role, and which one is the worst? And if it's possible, tell us, please, the name of these two films.
Okay.
Thank you.
I made so many movies. I have about half a dozen favorites. They are King of the Gypsies, Star 80, Runaway Train, It's My Party, Love is a Gun, Purgatory. Those are my 6 favorites. Now, why they're my favorites are all different reasons. There are 6 different reasons why they're my favorites. Because the experience, because the outcome, because of the journey, because of the clothes, whatever it was. It was something cool that one of those 6, I just love all those performances. I'm so proud of all those performances. And I'm also very proud of those shows. Those are good movies. And I'm proud to be in them. What else?
Well, if you want to share some of your worst experience.
Worst experience. I did a movie called Comedy Hell. I know I shouldn't say the title. It's a very bad movie. And I hurt my hip that night. I did a fall on a concrete floor. Bang, landed right on the hip, and I cracked it. And about a month later, I had a new hip. So that was an experience I'd like to forget. Comedy Hell. It's a bad movie. But it's made by a bunch of great guys. I love the guys who made the movie. That's why I'm in it. That was probably my worst experience because I hurt myself. It's nobody's fault but my own. I hurt myself.
Is it possible to tell a bad movie from a good movie, from the start?
Sometimes, but not always. It is possible sometimes. Sometimes by your 3rd day, you're like, this film is not going to work. Son of a bitch. And then sometimes by your 3rd day, you go, I'm making a good one. God, I'm making a good one. So sometimes you can tell. In fact, 75% of the time you can tell. 25% of the time it's a surprise. I have made movies where I go, wow, that's good. I did not expect that. That's happened several times.
So what kind of red lights, is the red flags that you see that, okay, no, it's going sideways?
They're all different.
Okay.
It's always different. It's like a date. We all do the same stuff on a date, but every date is different. Every movie is different. Every girl that you're on a date with is a different experience. Every movie is a different experience, even though the same silly stuff happens often on movies.
Okay. Okay.
I want to go to this guy.
Right, this guy. Okay, because the
He's been
last
very
time we
patient.
had with Roman.
What's up, pal?
I'm Louis Spiegel, producer from Finland and Russia.
Cool.
I've got a question to you as a great Hollywood star. However, not the only Hollywood star in your family. You're an older brother of a great actress whom you did not take over here to Odessa. Now, we don't need to get into any personal questions, but in general terms, how does your profession impact the relationships inside the family? I mean, in a negative and or positive way. Do you support each other? Do you consult each other? Are there any feelings of jealousy, competition? And so forth?
Everything that you're asking.
Do you feel comfortable talking about that?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
In fact, I love talking about it because it's never asked properly. Everything you're asking is an avenue that the press has created, like the word jealousy. There's no jealousy. She's 10 years younger. She's a girl. We're never going to play the same part.
You never wanted to be a pretty woman?
It's never going to happen.
Oh my
We're not
God.
going to play the same part, and we're not going to be in the same room for the same reason, ever. 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 So what we have for each other, except for anything except support, why would we be jealous of one another? What would that accomplish for either of us, personally and professionally, and our relationship? What would that do? That would be just artificial and strange. And since we're very honest people, we're both a little petty. And what do you say? Sometimes. But we're not what the press wants us to be, which is predictable, which is ordinary, which is not special. We have a very special love for each other, and we're very nice to each other. We have those moments. What the did you say? We had those moments. Yeah, we're a brother and a sister. We're going to have those moments, but we don't have the same careers. And if I didn't do what I did the way I did it first, you wouldn't have a Julia. So I'm very proud of that. I gave you Julia Roberts, people. You dig that?
Are there any actors from the past that you look up to? You know, like some kind of icons, or you see their careers, or the way they, they have their way in Hollywood that you want to imitate maybe a little. I don't know. Do you have such heroes in?
As a little boy, I was a Steve McQueen groupie. I thought he was the coolest cat on the planet.
Okay.
Yeah, but the stuff that you asked, everything you asked about, is an avenue that the press created. Was not ever created by my sister and I, or our actions, or our behavior. It was all stuff created by the press because they do that. Because they're bored. Because they make money off of it. Good for them.
Okay, I have time. Sorry, we just have time for 2 more questions. So be wise, and it should be something like worth it.
Well, we're going to go as long as you guys hang out.
And then at 4, they're gonna move us out of here. Sorry.
Also, thank you, Eric, for coming to Ukraine. We all you made our day. And I also want to say thank you to your parents because they really made a great job by creating your
Thank you so much. My parents were 2 of the most attractive people I've ever seen.
That's cool. That means also they love each other at that very moment, I think. Why we love actors is that because we sort of get aesthetic pleasure. Aesthetic pleasure gives some kind of special energy to us. As a director, as a viewer, as a director, I have a great sympathy towards actors because in Tarkovsky works, for example, they are basically material. And you're 60, no, whatever.
60-something.
All right. So you are working for a director, but you can be selective as well. So my question is, what are the most sort of deep why I like to be director, because I'm sort of developing myself. For example, when I talk about death, I can sort of imagine how it comes and so forth. You also now have a chance to do so. And if you can connect these kind of questions, like what are your deepest roles, with your conviction, if you have any, that cinema can change the life of people, because what we see now is a lot of entertainment. You entertain yourself, you have a high bills, you have a financial security and so forth, but it comes down to the endpoint, deadline, so to say. So you have to be careful in terms of what are you choosing. And if you believe that life can change life of other people, that's nice. And why do you believe so? Thank you.
Okay, how do I start?
Well, you should start maybe from, do you think about this kind of a deadline, endpoint, and the legacy, and the way you choose your projects?
No, I've gone out of my way to not have an inner life camera on me at all times. You know how people act for an imaginary camera? I've gone out of my way to not have that be a part of myself. I'm just Eric, and my wife has reparented me. My wife has taught me to shut up. She says, "Don't say what you think. Don't do that." Okay, just be quiet. Okay, and she's totally reparented me that way, and I thank her for it. My wife is my hero because she's all the things I want to be when I grow up. I don't know how to get to the core of your question. Help me.
Well, okay, so now you're in a position when you can pick and choose the projects, and like now we have lots of entertainment, lots of funny, silly, entertaining films. And do you think about the legacy?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story. Hopefully this will answer what you're really asking. Years ago, I come home from the gym one morning. I'll be very honest with you people. I used to smoke a joint every day of my life. Smoke it every single day. I don't do that often anymore. Very rarely. Anyway, I get done twice a month now maybe. Anyway, so I'm on my way home one day from the gym. I get stoned in the car, get out of the car, I come in the house, and my wife says, "Oh, you got a phone call." I said, "Yeah, who called me?" She says, "Drug rehab, celebrity drug rehab." And I started laughing. I just smoked a joint. She goes, "Anyway, they want you on the show." And I said, "Anything I shoot the show?" She says, "Not for pot. I love you, stoned. But for that audience, you don't have that audience." I said, "What audience is that?" She goes, "Your audience is as old as you are." She goes, "That's old." She goes, "You need a young audience. You don't have a young audience anymore. I think you should do that show for the audience." Celebrity rehab for marijuana? What? I did it. Now all those guys were coming off heroin and barbiturates and all these awful things. I was coming off pot. It was easy, But I did that for a business decision. It worked. Suddenly, all these young people offers came out of the woodwork, like the music videos that all came from that. So I don't have a specific answer for your question, but I don't think about my legacy, but my wife does, and I let her, and I thank her for it. She's my boss, dude.
Okay, and guys, this is the last question.
Can I make it, please?
Okay.
Mr. Roberts, my name is Natalia.
Gotta call me Eric. I like my name.
Okay, Eric, sorry. First of all, I think you might hate me for this piece of information, but I'm
Well, let's ask somebody else to ask a question.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a huge fan of your this part in Enrique Iglesias' bio. Thank you so much. And therefore, I would like to ask you, you seems like an actor who are not afraid of small parts. Which one of these small parts is your favorite and why? And the second question, if there is any part which you didn't play yet but you would like to. Thank you so much.
Those are great questions. My favorite small part I've ever played is a movie called Final Analysis. I played Kim Basinger's husband. I played Richard Gere's nemesis.
That's an answer.
And I die. I play the bad guy and I die. So, and it was the coolest part, and I got to be naked in the bathroom with Kim Basinger. and Silicon Bastard 2 do it. So, hey, what a part, dude, what fun. And that was my favorite small part I ever played. And what else did you ask, baby?
Like the part that you wanted to play, like the wish part, kind of the dream part.
I've played so many parts. I've left almost no stone unturned. I've gotten to play every kind of personality there is. I've been in over 400 movies, I'm told. I didn't count, but I'm told that. Who knew?
Okay, guys, and now warm round of applause for an beloved.
Does anybody have one more question? You're dying to ask. You gotta ask.
Dying, you're dying, not about like does Eric love Ukrainian girls?
Quiet, be quiet.
You know, something like that. Like does he love Odessa? Does he want to move here? Something.
Hello.
Really important.
Hey, buddy.
My name is Alexei.
How you doing, pal?
And a short question. If you're ever in San Francisco, would you stop by for a dinner and maybe...
Oh, this is a really great one.
Sure, just to give me your address, and we got time with
I'll write it down for you.
Okay.
Thank you. So warm round of applause for a beloved actor who left no stone unturned in his career, Erік Робертс, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Eric.